Up next, we got Dinesh D. Souza. Yeah, that's what you said, right? D. Souza. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
The question, the deeper part of the question is, so prove to me that the Democratic Party is racist now. And as often happens with a tough question, this is kind of when I rise to the occasion. Um, um, well, let me just say this. If one goes today to the Democratic-controlled inner city, and we're talking here about some 24 cities entirely dominated by the Democratic Party, there's not a Republican in sight. I argue that we will see in them now all the 5 features of the slave plantation that Kenneth Stamp outlined in his classic work, The Peculiar Institution. In a description of the plantation, Kenneth Stamp identifies 5 things that you would see on a slave plantation. Number 1, broken down, dilapidated, and unsafe housing. Number 2, broken families. You can see this under slavery. There was a confusion of who's the real father, mulattoes running around in the plantation, the family structure in decay. Number 3, a high degree of violence required to hold the place together. Police power, whippings, overseers, fences, barbed wire. Number 4, everybody gets a basic provision. If you need food, you have health care, they call the doctor, but nobody gets ahead. There's no opportunity. Nobody really advances. The Southerners and the Democrats used to call slavery a school of civilization. And Stamp goes, that's not a school from which anyone ever seemed to graduate. And finally, nihilism and despair. A feeling that there's no future, that this is an intergenerational, ongoing, lasting way of life.
He hit so many factual points. You can't argue it. How could you when he's been in facts? It almost seems like you said, it seems like that you can't progress. There's no up. That's why you see a young black kids, like they see them now, especially now, because now you got YouTube, you got social media, and you see them now how they're trying so hard to get out of there. Like you see what I'm saying? Because it seems like that's the only way out. That's the light at the end of the tunnel for them. You feel me? But that's not the only way out. But they make it seem like, they make you feel like you need them. Like you need, without them, you're nothing. That's the way they make it seem. So that's where you see they have welfare, they have all that type of stuff. Yes, it's to help you get up, not for you to forever live on it. Because, like he was just saying, you're not gonna progress. Because if you keep needing that, they're not gonna give you more. They're just gonna give you enough for you to get by. And time, before you know it, you're older, your kids got older, and you're living in the same situations and lifestyle for the past 50 years. Because they make you feel like, they get you feeling comfortable. Put it that way.
Now, all those 5 features can be traced directly to inner city Oakland, inner city Baltimore, many places, Chicago. And like I say, this has been going on since the 60s. The United States has spent trillions of dollars to fix these places. The Democrats have been in charge of fixing it. And yet, many of these places are no better off than they were in 1967.
Wow.
Think about that.
1967? I wasn't born yet.
So,
Damn.
at the very least, this reflects a callous and shocking disdain for the welfare of the people who live in those communities. And for me, this is a big opportunity for Trump. If Trump is able to talk straight to people in our inner cities, and I would add in our barrios and on our native reservations, and show them that there's a way to get up and get off the plantation, this would be a mammoth opportunity for the Republican Party.
1967? That's 33. Well, to now, that's 55 years. And nothing has progressed. He said Chicago, Baltimore, and you got Detroit, you got all these cities. Wow. And he said trillions of dollars that they invested in those communities. And where are the money? Like, I could never understand it. Like where Where's all that money? Why do the houses still look run down, beat down, and nobody, and they, for some reason, they always seems to sweet talk it. And we I won't say I'm not living in those type of areas, but you guys know what I'm saying. It's like they always seem to sweet talk their way back into office, and they keep doing the same. They're not doing anything new. It's the same old trick, and people keep falling for it over and over. And I'm starting to see now people are starting to wake up, because there's certain things at this point it's ridiculous, especially with the schools and the kids. At this point, it's getting people are starting to wake up, and it makes me feel good as a young man seeing other people my age and stuff waking up to the nonsense, the shenanigans. Because at this point, it's ridiculous. Like, look at Obama, who was the first black president, right? Democrat. I think, where is he from? Is he from Chicago? Is he? I think he was. But look at that city right now. The violence. I think it's like what? I think last time I checked was April, right? Almost 250 murders. Obama, you should know what it's like to be a young man. So that's what I'm saying. These young kids that have no way out, and people ask themselves, where's all this money going? They're pocketing this money. They're sucking the people dry, giving them crumbs while they got the whole loaf. They're giving enough for them to get by, for they can feel comfortable enough. And before you're comfortable, time goes so fast. Before you know it, it's like 60 years. You're going, and your kids, it's like a cycle. It's a never-ending cycle, because your parents got older, they passed away. You still there. You get older, you have kids. It's like a never-ending cycle. And people need to start waking up and realizing they don't care about you. You have to care for yourself and your family, because they don't care. You got to fight and get your own way out of there. Because look at Obama. What he does bought, I think it was like a $12 or $15 million mansion. He came from Chicago. Now he has a $15 million. Do you know what that looks like? A $15 million mansion? Even $12 million? And these people are still, and those are the same people that voted for him, supported. And they still living the same life. When Obama was in office, yeah. When was that? 2008? And you still living the same life. There's still violence. Baltimore is, man, you guys don't even want to know. Baltimore is crazy, man. The violence and stuff that I'm hearing out there right now. Chicago is still ruthless. I saw the what was it, the feds or something like that? They raided O Block. Be too late. I guess it's never too late than never. But the violence has to stop. Man, you got these young kids that's the reason why they join gangs, to feel safe. And the Democrats, they don't care. There's so much violence going on, and they just don't care. I just want to say RIP to those kids that lost their life in Texas. That alone right there. And man, I gotta do a video on that, bro. Because all they do is every time something like this happens, mass shootings and stuff like that, all they do, both sides of the fence, Democrats and Republicans. But I'm not sure who is actually blocking the bill from being passed. But all they do is apologize. Apology is not going to bring those kids back. I mean, they were fourth graders, man. My daughter's in fifth grade. That could have been anywhere. And it's sad, man. All they do is talk and talk and talk. And people need to stop with this money. It's like Black Lives Matter. They did the same thing the Democrats do. What they do? They took all that money. What do you mean, 90 million? 60 million unaccounted for? 60 million? Did they invest in any black community? Can anybody point me where they invested? Open up programs for them kids so they have somewhere to go instead of being on the streets? Did they do that? It's the same. We keep falling for the same trick, man. We're too naive, and then we hate each other more than the real enemy themselves, who's keeping you oppressed. They could invest in those communities. They could make those communities better, but they don't. You guys think about this in the comments, man. But until then, I'll catch you guys in this video, man. Peace out. You guys have a blessed day.